What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is my first official video and I'm super excited to have you guys in my home. It is a relaxation day today, so excuse me for my chill attire and my blank face, but I just wanted to come on and just kind of be transparent about where I am in my life right now, what season I'm walking in. Right now is the 1 month anniversary of my grandmother passing away, and if any of you know me personally, you know what my grandmother meant to me, and you know what type of person and impact she made in my life. And so it has been quite an interesting season, to say the least. However, I feel like today's video is really about grief and loss and how to navigate that season. And I think that is something that everybody is going to have to encounter at some point in their life, some more than others, unfortunately. And I feel like I am part of that some that is more than others. I have taken a lot of losses in my life, but here recently, within the last year and a half, I feel like I've taken some of the biggest ones in my life. Back in 2020, the beginning of 2020, I lost my best friend suddenly and immediately went into grief, and that was a really tough transition for me, and tough season, I would say, because it was totally unexpected, and you know, it sent me into a place where I had to really figure out like how I'm going to navigate this and how I'm going to live my life without having this person in my life consistently. She was my accountability partner. She was my best friend. She was like family to me. And so, well, she was my family. And so taking that loss took a mental toll on me, and I really had to just work through the stages of grief. And so fast forward now, a year and a half later, I feel like I'm back in the same place, but it's different. And what you guys will encounter with your losses and things that you walk through in life is that every loss feels different. So my loss from my best friend versus the loss that I have from my mother/grandmother is totally different. And I feel like I'm handling it a little bit better because of the experience I had from that one. But I wanted to give you guys some tips to try to help you through in these moments that I'm walking through. I feel like I can pull back and help somebody else. But I just wanted to give y'all some quick tips. The first one is, what was helpful for me was to find a safe space in my house. Obviously your house is supposed to be your sanctuary and your place where you find peace. And so most people have designated areas that they have assigned in their house. So I know people that have prayer closets and prayer rooms, and they have their office space, which is their quiet space. Some people have man caves. I've heard of women's dens, all type of stuff. But whatever it is, I hope that you have a designated space in your house where you can just go and just kind of let it all out, cry if you need to, pray if you need to, meditate if you need to, and just kind of get some alone time. For me, that designated space is my bathroom, and I'm thankful that my bathroom is big enough where I can kind of move around and navigate in there and really just take some time to myself. And so find a safe space in your house that you find peace away from everyone, and where you can just kind of get in there and collect your thoughts and then go through those stages of grief when you need to. Which leads me into my second point, which is to feel the emotion. I know that it's easier said than done. When I'm talking to my therapy clients, I like to explain to them that grief is like feeling like you've been robbed, in a sense. So whenever you got that phone call or you got that notification or somebody told you what happened in that moment, it stripped you of your current happiness and kind of spiraled you into this stage of grief. And so most people get stuck in that space, meaning they stay depressed, they stay stuck where they were, and they have experienced some trauma from that loss. And so everybody's trauma is different. I'm going to talk about trauma in a different video, but you kind of get stuck in that space of where you first found out and you develop some trauma around that. And so it's important to go through those cycles of grief and feel every emotion that you feel that's necessary. Sometimes you're going to skip through those stages of grief, and you'll go back and forth between the two. For example, just a little transparent moment for myself. I jumped in the car the other day and unconsciously I just thought, you know what, I need to go see grandma. And I was getting ready to drive towards the nursing facility, and I had to stop myself because I realized I can't go there anymore. And I immediately began to break down and cry and feel that grief in that moment. And even though the tears were very real and raw in that moment, it felt so much better to get it out and just to get it out there and release it when necessary. So go through those emotions, feel what you feel, go through those stages of grief, and don't try to skip around. Just feel what you feel and go with the emotions. And you know, it's not easy when you are trying to navigate these emotions and trying to figure out where you are and where you're headed and what's happening. However, you don't have to figure everything out on your own. You don't have to do that. And I think it's important, which leads me to my third tip, is to always have a good support system. Somebody you can connect with, somebody that can support you through the process, somebody that can feel your pain. And empathize with you and support you in those moments when you're having your breakdowns, and just allow you to cry. You know, I think a lot of times when we're grieving, people just don't know the right things to say, and they say, you know, I don't have the words, or they say, I just really don't know what to do. That's okay too. Just having somebody there and present in the moment should be enough and can be enough if you allow it. Don't feel like you have to navigate this tough time by yourself. I know leading up to the actual funeral, I was just bombarded with phone calls and text messages and flowers and condolences, and it was great to feel the love. But that first week was tough for me because I was in work mode. I really didn't feel it. The real pain set in after we had the services for my best friend and for my grandmother. That's when it really set in to think, okay, this is really real. Like, I have to really learn how to live without these people that have transitioned on. So having someone to check on you after the funeral and all the other stuff is very, very helpful and supportive. I'm thankful for my people and my family and my friends that continually check on me and love on me during this time, because it has been helpful. It has helped me withstand these moments of breakdown. For example, this past Friday, I kind of told you guys about me having that breakdown and trying to drive to the facility. Right immediately after that, I got done crying. I literally got a text message from one of my friends just saying, hey, I'm thinking about you. I love you. I'm still praying for you. She had no idea what was happening in that moment, but I needed that. And so that's why it's so important to make sure you don't shut those people out. You don't push them away. You welcome them to love on you and support you, because you never know when you're going to need it. All right. My last point, I think it's so important to honor your loved ones when they have transitioned on, whatever that may be. I would just encourage you guys not to let their dreams die with them, so to speak. And so think of ways that you can honor them, whether it's on birthdays or anniversaries of their death, or if there's something that they had going and they didn't finish, you can pick that up and run with it. But don't let their legacy die. I feel like that's the perfect way to keep them living on, is to make sure that you're honoring them in a way that speaks highly of who they were as individuals. So my best friend was one of those individuals that really was into and very connected to her healing process, and she was dedicated to helping other people and reaching back to do that. And so that was one of the boosts for me to really get this YouTube channel started, because I wanted to continue to do what she called healing with friends. I wanted to kind of do like a spin-off of that and to try to help someone else go through different things. So she was definitely a part of that inspiration. My grandmother was one who loved to travel and see the world, and her health started failing her years ago, so she didn't get a chance to go to all the places that she desired to go to. But I plan on adding some of those places to my bucket list, so to speak, to try to help memorialize her and to remember her and to do something that she would definitely want to see me do. So honor your people, honor your loved ones. Don't let their dreams die with them, and just keep all the love that they left behind and the memories that they left behind close to you, because that's what's going to keep you together in those moments when you feel like falling apart. So that is my journey with grief and loss. I'm still in the thick of it. I appreciate all the love and the prayers that I've received so far. I would encourage and ask you guys to continue to do that for me, and continue to love on me through this process. It has not been easy, to say the least, but I'm making it. I'm pushing through, and this YouTube channel is going to help me do that. So until next time, guys, I'm going to give you some more tips on other things on the next video. But until then, I love y'all. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and let me know your feedback. I'll talk to you soon.